after supporting Dominic Calvert-Lewin up top. As for the benches, Chelsea's is Liam Delap, Cole Palmer, Dario Sugo, Andre Santos, Joel Harto, Teddy Sharman-Lowe, Wesley Fofana, Josh Champong and Jesse Derry. As for Leeds, it's Joe Rodon, Dan James, Sean Longstaff, of course, scored that last gasp equaliser at Bournemouth midweek, Joel Pirro, Lucas Metcher, Anton Stack, fantastic for Leeds to have him back in the squad, Sebastian Bornau, Carl Dolo and Wilfred Nonto. So Chelsea just currently in their huddle. It's beautiful sunshine at Wembley. It was a brilliant end to the semi-final yesterday to Man City and Southampton. Finn Hazard scored a beauty. Southampton thought they were heading to the final the first time since 2003, but Man City broke their hearts. Goals from Jeremy Doku and a cracker from Nico Gonzalez. So Chelsea still in the huddle in the centre circle. And of course they did that huddle in the centre circle against Newcastle where the referee got caught in amongst it, and Liam Rosenior called it respecting the ball, which certainly got a fair bit of criticism. So we are ready to get underway, hoping for a cracking semi-final. Of course, these two have real history in the FA Cup, the infamous 1970 FA Cup final days where the final went to replay and it was an absolute bloodbath in both those games. So let's see what this one will entail. Chelsea to get us underway, shooting from right to left. Enzo Fernandez kicks it off and strokes it back to Robert Sanchez. So Sanchez searching towards Pedro. Beal heads away. Header one in the centre from Kukurev. Bounces now into the path of Neto. Neto beat to it for Okafor now. Altanaka puts a tackle in midfield. Here come Leeds straight away. Okafor surging forwards. Calvert-Lewin to his left. Okafor towards the box. Caicedo makes a tackle. And it will be a free kick straight away for Leeds. Again, it was a great tackle midfield from Altanaka. Okafor picked up the loose ball. Caicedo tripped Okafor up on the edge of the penalty area. So right from the off, Leeds United on the front foot here. Caicedo saying he hardly touched Okafor. To me, it looked like there was contact. Issue here for Malo Gusto as well. Bit of concern just down holding his ankle. It was Tanaka put the tackle, and to me Tanaka won the ball, and the ball rolled loose and Okafor picked it up. So free kick in. Great position here for Leeds United. So Tanaka has the ball in his right hand currently. Not sure if he'll be the one taking it, mind. It was a really good challenge from Tanaka. And Okafor did have Calvert-Lewin support. Calvert-Lewin just peeled off to his left. Yeah, Caicedo made the challenge. Edge of the area. So Leeds all ready to take the free kick. Just waiting for Malo Gusto to get back to his feet. Yeah, to me, though, it was a clean challenge from Tanaka on Gusto. So free kick for Leeds right on the edge of the penalty area. Inside left. There's quite a few takers this one. Can Leeds get off to the dream start? This FA Cup semi-final. The winner will face Manchester City at Wembley on the 16th of May. Traditional time of 3 p.m. kickoff. There was rumours that there was going to be half full. Good to see. Will be the traditional 3 p.m. So Tanaka plants the ball down. He has got Gabby Gudmundsson for company. We will take this one on. Again, Robert Sanchez just getting this wall organised. What a start this will be for Leeds. This can find the back of the net. It was the last trip to Wembley, the playoff semi-final against Southampton, funnily enough. Who, you never know, they could have made the final yesterday, Southampton, but could have been a little meeting to Leeds and Southampton again. Wasn't to be. And Leeds had a real grim day. Didn't really lay a glove on Southampton. It was a 1-0 scoreline, but again, they hit the bar through Dan James. Leeds, that was about it really. It was a real meek showing. Again, Leeds stormed the championship last time out and are storming towards Premier League safety now, and they're looking to finish a few places higher than 15th where they're currently sat. Anyway, their full focus is on this FA Cup save final. What a chance for Leeds take an early lead. That free kick edge of what Tanaka takes it. Tanaka tried to dip it up and over the wall quickly, but in the end, miles over the bar. Now Tanaka. Again, it can be tricky and so close to get that dip on it quickly, but it was always rising as soon as that left Tanaka's right boot. That'll be a goal kick now for Robert Sanchez. He's had his critics this season, but pulled off a few good saves at his former stomping ground midweek. It was a real grim one for Chelsea at the Amex. Chelsea now 8th place in the Premier League. So Sanchez drills it right-footed towards the left-hand side. Header met by James Justin. It'll be a throw to the Blues. Marc Cucurella to take this 15 yards into the Leeds half. Cucurella finally receives the ball. Cucurella's Garnacho close by, but Jayden Bogle staying tight to him. Cucurella's throw, controlled in for Caicedo inside left, bounces off of Jayden Bogle, and it'll be another throw for Chelsea in the attacking third. 4.5 minutes played here at Wembley. Last FA Cup semi-final of the weekend. So Cucurella just seeing what's around him. Goes short to Garnacho. Again, Bogle nicks off of Garnacho. Cleared down the line from the former Chelsea man, Ampadu. It is Tosin now, square into the centre circle to Caicedo. Lays off to Gusto on halfway. And return to Caicedo. Caicedo now into the feet of Chalobah. Cucurella inside. First time from Caicedo to Fernandez. Once more, Caicedo took Cucurella, the square pass to his left. Now Tosin finds Sanchez in the D. Chelsea goalkeeper again goes direct, looking for João Pedro over the top. Pedro cushioned header. Fernandez space in the middle now. Fernandez goes a shot straight at Perry. Open up nicely there for Enzo Fernandez, but 25 yards out. Well cushioned header from João Pedro. Bounced invitingly for Fernandez to take laces the right boot straight at Lucas Perry in his all-purple kit. Tosin heads away the Perry ball. Header from Ampadu takes deflection. And now Chelsea on the attack here. Fernandez to Garnacho, enters the box from the left. Garnacho squares it towards Fernandez, intercepted from Tanaka. Now Aronson can try and counter. Aronson midway inside his own half. And now Tanaka finds Calvert-Lewin, lays off to Aronson, intercepted from Lavia. Fernandez now back to Cucurella, just ahead of halfway. And Chelsea slow it down. Here's Tosin Adebayo on the ball. Now Caicedo from the centre circle, back for Chalobah. Gusto, Chalobah again. Now Tosin. One touch with his right, then with his left, pass it short for Lavia. Tosin again. And once more to his left-hand side to Cucurella. Now Fernandez has to go behind him. So Cucurella in possession once more. Move to Tosin. Calvert-Lewin putting pressure on Tosin. So Tosin uses Sanchez for help. Sanchez right side of his area. Long towards the far side. Now it's a foot race in Gudmundsson and Neto. Neto gets there first. Neto back into Gudmundsson. Needs support. Has that in Gusto. Gusto goes backwards. Chelsea few yards ahead of halfway. So Chalobah to Caicedo. Now Cucurella inside left, just over 30 yards from the target. Out to the left to Garnacho. Garnacho infield to Lavia. 25 yards and goal. Enzo Fernandez on that inside left, puts the cross towards the back post, too high for Malo Gusto in the end. And that will be a goal kick for Leeds, but last few minutes now, Chelsea to start to step things up. Enzo Fernandez with a testing shot towards Lucas Perry. Callum McFarlane once again wants to step in as an interim manager. Perry with a goal kick, looks at Calvert-Lewin. Header one from Tosin now. Loose ball picked up from Okafor, heavy touch then from Okafor. And Caicedo back to Sanchez. Touch from Okafor, let him down there. To Robert Sanchez. Right foot on top of the ball. Couple of little touches, then picks it up and rolls it to Tosin. And now Cucurella. It's another forward option on. Good pressing from Bogle and Calvert-Lewin. Tosin in the penalty area, square for Sanchez now in room. Sanchez, and we look to go direct. Just goes to the clip pass to Cucurella. Chelsea midway in their territory. Marc Cucurella coming towards the halfway line. Plays it to Fernandez, back in midfield to Caicedo. Cucurella over halfway, cleared from Biol. Held up from Aronson, the halfway line. Aronson's backwards pass, and that's a nice touch there from Pascal Strout Okafor just bounced off him though, that strap pass. Garnacho to João Pedro, just head of the centre circle. Pedro nudged in the back from Altanaka. That'll be a Chelsea free kick. 8.5 minutes gone at Wembley. Chelsea 0, Leeds 0. So it's worked to the wide right to Neto. Neto now, can he cut in? Neto tightly marked from Okafor. Let's go backwards to Lavia. Caicedo, Lavia, Chelsea combining central midfield. Now it's with Chalobah. Tosin on the halfway line in the centre circle. First time right footed to Cucurella. Now it's played down the left for Garnacho. Garnacho goes backwards on that side to Cucurella. In the field to Caicedo. Caicedo under pressure from Ampadu, but plays it across him. And now is Chalobah. Caicedo again, right foot on top of the ball. Caicedo looking for a pass through the middle. Let's just lay it off short to Cucurella. Once more to Caicedo, tapped it to Cucurella. Cucurella left footed at 7 yards forward to Garnacho. Again Chelsea enjoying possession here. Fernandes to Cucurella on halfway. Down the centre circle with Tosin. Square for Chalobah. It's a light pass to Gusto. Good pressing here for Gudmundsson. Chelsea back in their own half. Now Tosin to Sanchez, and Chelsea have to work all the way from the back again. Cucurella, left-footed. It was good pressing there for Aronson, but now it's Enzo Fernandez. Just received a little nudge in the back from Jayden Bogle. Free kick taken quickly from Fernandez. There's a foul there and Garnacho. Referee where his play on. Fernandez pass cleared away, only as far as Fernandez again. Fernandez pass deflects out to the left. Garnacho has it. And now Chelsea on halfway with Cucurella. Caicedo looks the ball in behind towards Neto. Can Neto get to it? Neto on the byline, just gets away though from Pedro Neto. Great idea there to spread the play. It was a good run in behind from Pedro Neto. And João Pedro sparged in the back a few moments ago. And Jacobiol, the referee waved play on. That's when the switch Neto came. It was a painful one. João Pedro to take. From Jacobiol, but no card for Biel. Strouk starts off the goal kick. And now Perry. Strouk just lets it run across him. Pedro approaching him. Strouk direct down left-hand side. Calvert-Lewin flicks on, but there's no runner in behind. So Tosin just lets it bounce. Chelsea with 88% of possession so far. 10.5 minutes gone here at Wembley. Cucurella. First time for Fernandez back for Cucurella. Now it's in the D with Tosin. Sanchez now. Again, looking towards Neto. Headed down from Strouk. And as far as Malo Gusto. Chelsea inside right. Flicked up in the air from Pedro by the centre circle. Now pokes it to Caicedo. Square for Cucurella. Chelsea 35 yards and goal. They're on the wide left for Garnacho. Now he's drifting in. Cucurella on the overlap. Tackle from Aronson. Force to Cucurella. Another great tackle there from a Leeds man and Jayden Bogle. Bogle on the byline. Wrong foot to Cucurella. Cucurella though shadowing him. And Bogle pass the ball down the right, deflects off Cucurella, falls to Fernandez. For Chelsea still on the front foot. Fernandez to Caicedo, now dinked over the top to Garnacho and behind Garnacho. Awful first touch, hits into the side netting. And that was so poor there for Alejandro Garnacho. It was a really nice clip pass from Moises Caicedo. Garnacho just about on side, got behind the Justin, got the first touch all wrong. When he hit it into the side netting, it had already gone out of play anyway. Because of his really poor first touch. Should have done a lot better there. Alejandro Garnacho. Real waste there from Chelsea. Short goal kick from Leeds. Strouk bringing it towards halfway. Can he find Calvert-Lewin? But in the end, Caicedo just guides it back for Tosin. Now Caicedo again. Chalobah being chased down from Aronson. Uses Sanchez as a safety net. Sanchez towards the centre circle. Free header for Tanaka. Cleared from Gusto to Caicedo. Knocked back with some Gusto to Chalobah. Chalobah wrong foots Calvert-Lewin on the far side. Chalobah about 10 yards behind the halfway line. Now he's on halfway. Neto strokes it first time. Just gets away from João Pedro. And Biel plays it back for Perry. Now Perry direct, right footed. Easy header for Cucurella on halfway. Powers it forwards. Fernandez was in offside position, so lets it bounce beyond him. That's Justin backwards to Perry. Square for Justin. Again, Justin out. Lifts it towards halfway. Calvert-Lewin bounce off his chest. But Calvert-Lewin now flicks it down the right. Aronson trying to get to the bouncing ball. But he gets his foot around Tosin, but the touch from Aronson just cleared from Caicedo to Sanchez, who's by the D. And it is Chalobah. 13 minutes gone at Wembley. Chelsea 0, Leeds 0. Chelsea dominated possession. Got into a few good possessions, Chelsea. Leeds were on the counter in the first minute though. Okafor was brought down for a free kick. That's the best it's got for Leeds from attacking threat. Fernandez down the inside left, closing towards the box now. Garnacho edged the area. Out wide, back in field to Fernandez. Chelsea just under 25 yards and goal with the number 25 Caicedo. Cucurella to Garnacho now. Enters the penalty area. Garnacho puts the cross in, headed away from Justin. And now flicked out the box from Okafor. Only as far as Caicedo. 23 yards out on the inside right. Pass short for Neto. Neto trying to wrong foot Gudmundsson and Tanaka. As Okafor there for company as well. Just plays it behind the for Malo Gusto. Chelsea go further back to Chalobah. Now it's with Tosin in the centre circle. Chelsea though have Leeds pinned back here. Cucurella left footed. Now it's Tosin still in the centre circle. Now he's in his own half. Tosin. Now Chalobah slipped a bit there but plays it through the legs of Okafor. And now Gusto flicks inside Chalobah. Chalobah wrong foot to Tanaka. Creates space himself. Chalobah's pass cut out the centre circle from Aronson. Square from Ampadu. Here's Bogle now over halfway. Chance for Leeds to maybe attack. First time ball to Aronson. Aronson a chance to score. Good save from Sanchez. What a chance, Calvert-Lewin with the first time through ball for Brendan Aronson. His pace gone behind the Chelsea back line, but couldn't finish beyond Sanchez. That was excellent there for Calvert-Lewin and Jaden Bogle as well to play the pass to Calvert-Lewin. Aronson went for Sanchez, bottom right-hand corner, but Sanchez with the outstretched right foot denied Brendan Aronson. What an opportunity for Leeds to break the deadlock in the opening quarter hour. Sanchez stepped up brilliantly at one-on-one with Brendan Aronson. Corner kick for Leeds. So exactly a quarter hour played it at Wembley. Chelsea have dominated possession, but Leeds on the front foot. Best chance to match for Brendan Aronson. So Tanaka delivers the corner kick, head up into the air from Gusto, and caught from Sanchez. Chelsea have that man to thank. Why it's a goalless. Golden chance Aronson a moment ago. Sanchez now rolls it towards Tosin. Sanchez. Calvert-Lewin just lurking by. Sanchez clipped it towards the right, flicked off for Gusto. Out inside for Neto, now space for Gusto. Surging over halfway on the inside right. Gusto now into the centre, can't find a man in blue. Bogle clears only as far as the Fernandez in the middle, but Fernandez, that's a tame pass to Garnacho. Bogle now down the right, too far ahead of Aronson. Cucurella runs back onto the ball and just calmly guides it back to Sanchez. Certainly liven up now this semi-final. Played 16 minutes. Here's Romeo Lavia, deepest of the central midfielders at the moment. Goes to Tosin, Lavia again. Caicedo close by, Caicedo, nice pass now flicked from Gusto. Now Pedro and Gusto combining in the centre circle. Now it's Pedro inside right, driving the Leeds back three. João Pedro, edge of the box, tees off to Neto. Neto's shot blocked from Gudmundsson. And now Aronson gets his body across Cucurella. Aronson needs a bit of support here. Aronson on the near side, pushing the back for Cucurella. He was anticipating that contact there, Brendan Aronson. And Marc Cucurella fell right into the trap. So a free kick for Leeds, but the fans will be more than happy the way they started. They soaked up the pressure pretty well. Had the best chance to match Aronson. It's coming up to the 17th minute here. The home of football. Ampadu tapped it to Jakob Biol. Biol over halfway, heavy touch for Calvert-Lewin. Ball just bouncing in. Tosin fighting to win it, now clears it away. Now bounces to Pedro. Pedro back into Biol. Good work from João Pedro. Tackle then from Ampadu. Leeds have it back now. Biol first line to Tanaka. Biol again. Jakob Biol. Left footed, short and square to Justin. Justin now to Ampadu. First time, get it find Aronson. Poor pass there from Ampadu. Cucurella clears to the far side, but it's a very heavy clearance there from Cucurella. Leeds United throw. Short be Gudmundsson to take it. Eddie Gray in attendance today. He knows a thing or two about winning Wembley. Leeds United. So it's a throw taken here by Gudmundsson. Ampadu by his side. One of Gudmundsson will go down the line. It's approaching the 18th minute here at Wembley. Chelsea 0, Leeds 0. Gudmundsson's throw. Nice first touch to right foot. Caicedo. Neto sent it back on halfway to Tosin. Cucurella now has it in the centre circle. Slowly into the Leeds half. Cucurella Still just by the centre circle, the Spaniard. Tapped from Tosin to Lavia, couple yards behind halfway. Chalobah to his partner Tosin. Caicedo squares it to his midfield partner Lavia in the centre circle. Nice half turn for Lavia to Gusto. And now Neto up against Gummerton. And Neto got on the outside of him. Neto now gets the cross, it's turned behind for a corner kick with the left foot of Pascal Strout. And it was a good play from Chelsea from midfield. Worked out to the right. It's a tame delivery for Neto. Pretty easy clearance for Strout. But it's a corner for Chelsea on the right-hand side. And they get their noses in front in the final FA Cup semi of the weekend. So Neto lifts in towards near post, headed away from Strout. Headed down for Fernandez. Garnacho goes to chop, but it's blocked from Ampadu. And a misclearance for Tanaka. Garnacho's down here. Lavia just behind the D. Squares it for Gusto. Heavy touch from Gusto. Now can Leeds counter. Okafor stopped the straps for Caicedo. Lifted from Gummerton. Okafor on the chase. But calm header from Chalobah just over halfway. And now Chelsea will just play it back for Neto to Tosin. Half turn for Lavia in the centre circle just behind halfway. Short passes left to Cucurella. Lavia again in possession. Cucurella back in defence to Tosin. To midfield again with Caicedo this time. Now Chalobah to Gusto again. Being well pressed there for Pascal Strout. Pushing up from the back. Chelsea now back in their own box. Chalobah to Sanchez. Clears it towards the centre circle. Towering header from Biol. Bounces into Leeds forward line, but in the end Calvert-Lewin and Okafor were both offside. So there's a comfortable flick from Chalobah to Sanchez. 20 minutes gone at Wembley. Chelsea have had more of the territory, but Leeds the most threatening moment. Aronson having his one-on-one saved. That's a nice line breaking pass from Cucurella through that Leeds midfield. And now Fernandez on the inside left, out to Garnacho. One-on-one with Bogle. And now Garnacho into the box. Good tackle there for Jayden Bogle. And then clearance from Ampadu just deflects off the right foot of Brendan Aronson. And it will be a throw for Chelsea on the left-hand side. For Alejandro Garnacho to leave it for Cucurella. A beautiful day here at Wembley. Sun shining on the glistening hallowed turf. So Cucurella wondering what the best support will be. Throws it long to the box, but headed away on the bounce of Biol, only as far as Lavia. Now Fernandez sends it through for Pedro. Tight angle, Pedro shot off the post. Chelsea's first real big chance. And João Pedro, well, he did beat Perry at his near post. It's a poor throw actually. Easy head away from Biol. Lavia then just played it short to Fernandez. Fernandez inside left edge of the box. Found Pedro left off the penalty area. Slammed a low shot. And it came off Lucas Perry's right post. And that was a real scare there. Hammered off the post. That, thankfully from Perry and Lee's perspective, it didn't go over the line. Perry long towards Calvert-Lewin, can't win the flick on Bogle on the chase here. Can Bogle get to it? It's cleared for Caicedo. I think off of Jayden Bogle. And the throw does go in Chelsea's favour. When Calvert-Lewin missed ahead of Bogle, it was in a foot race with Chalobah, beg your pardon, not Caicedo. Chalobah's clearance did take a deflection off of Bogle. There'll be a Tosin to start off the goal kick for Chelsea. So Tosin to Sanchez. Sanchez drills it right-footed. It's a flick backwards from Strout, falls to Strout again. Strout now slips, and Pedro now sets away Neto. Neto, right side of the box. Neto dinks in, header for Fernandez, and Chelsea lead. Brilliant header from Enzo Fernandez. Unmarked inside the box. It's first blood to Chelsea in the semi-final. And you can't say it hasn't been coming. Really poor there from Pascal Strout. Pedro Neto lifted in the perfect delivery. And then to Fernandez with a box crashing run. No one followed him. Powerful header beyond the reach of Lucas Perry. Well, Strout won the first header and he flicked it onto himself. Strout then had an awful touch. Pedro João Pedro gave it to Pedro Neto, and Neto's delivery on the money for Enzo Fernandez. Ghosted in, just beyond the 6-yard box. Perfect contact on the header. But yeah, it was on a plate for him for that Pedro Neto cross. He got in between Bogle and Justin Enzo Fernandez and planted a lovely header beyond the reach of Lucas Perry. And it's Chelsea 1, Leeds 0 at Wembley. Such a poor goal for Leeds to give away. And our Leeds Wembley woes about to continue. Enzo Fernandez looked up to heavens after that goal. Huge goal for Chelsea the week they've had. So it's long from Perry. Long way to go though. Tosin heads away now. Biol. Boys it forwards to Calvert-Lewin. Wide right with Bogle. Bogle's cross. Calvert-Lewin can't get under control. Chalobah clears. Garnacho back for Cucurella first time. Oh, it's a lovely fit from Pedro. Can he get Garnacho in? Justin now just about chest it back. Strout lifts it. Head away from Chalobah. Chelsea have real control of this semi-final. 24 minutes played. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. Fernandez back to Caicedo. Now it's square to Gusto. And then Gusto's pass. Not good enough towards Pedro Neto. Neto couldn't get the control he wanted on the stretch. So throw for maybe Gudmundsson to take just under 10 yards behind halfway. Will Brendan Aronson be? Will Brendan Aronson be regretting that one on he had by the end of the day? We'll wait and see. So a bit of an argument here. Calvert-Lewin's involved, and I'm not sure what instigated. I think it was Calvert-Lewin and Cucurella battling. Did Calvert-Lewin have a little pull at Cucurella's hair? Calvert-Lewin maybe saying Cucurella was pulling at his first. Well, of course, Calvert-Lewin had his hair pulled by Lisandro Martinez in the game to Man United in the Leeds recently. So Ampadu and Enzo Fernandez, the two skippers, just called across by the referee. And so yeah, Calvert-Lewin, well, there was a little tug. Nothing in it, but I'm sure Manchester United fans have something to say about that. Of course, as I mentioned a moment ago, with Lisandro Martinez being sent up at Old Trafford early on this month against Leeds. So it's gone back now for Perry. Perry long towards Calvert-Lewin. Bounce off Calvert-Lewin's chest and goes backwards to Lavia. Lavia holds it up just beyond the halfway line. Now Gudmundsson lifts it short. Okafor trying to turn away from Gusto. I think he's flicked off the right foot of Malo Gusto. Throw to Leeds, 10 yards in the Chelsea half. Throw goes back to Pascal Strout. Middle to back three with Biol. Biol right footed. Bogle. And a light pass to Justin. Here's Biol. Left foot to Justin. Justin first time. Now Leeds will build with Perry. Perry plays it in the box to Strout. Now out the area. Short ball wide left to Gudmundsson. Now it's a pull back pass to Gudmundsson, but Strout gets to it. First time for Perry. Leeds just needs to get foothold again in this game. After that Enzo Fernandez open up. Biol drills it low. Does find Okafor in the centre circle. Okafor. That's a real poor way to pass towards Gudmundsson. Chelsea have it back. Here's Malo Gusto. Up the yards ahead of halfway. Goes in defence for Chalobah. On the centre circle with Lavia. Cucurella. Caicedo. Back to Cucurella. Tap pass to Fernandez. Flick off of João Pedro. Couldn't reach Garnacho. Got to Justin instead. Strout to the lead skipper Ampadu. Can Ampadu try and set the tone here for Leeds? Search getting the equaliser. Ampadu. Top four in the centre circle. Lobby turn for Okafor, but he's dispossessed. Now Chalobah clears. It's blocked though from Ampadu. And controlled on the chest of Tosin. Tosin lifts it towards the centre circle now. Taken under the spell from Altanaka. Now it's a foul. Was that foul on Gudmundsson for Neto? It was indeed. Neto just caught the ankle of Gabby Gudmundsson. So a free kick for Leeds United. Midway in the Chelsea half, and the referee just puts the magic spray down. Altanaka can deliver from the far side. 28 minutes played at Wembley. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. Winner plays Man City in the FA Cup final on the 16th of May. So Kanal Tanaka with a top delivery in, he drills it in, right-footed. Biol edge of the box, Biol's header into the air, it's looping. Flick off at Strauch. So push down Fernandez, there was indeed. There will be a free kick for Chelsea. So free kick for Sanchez to take it. And Leeds haven't really laid a glove on Chelsea after that Enzo Fernandez goal. So free kick for Robert Sanchez to take. Coming up to the 29th minute here. Chelsea 1, Leeds United 0. Chelsea skipper Enzo Fernandez with the header. So Robert Sanchez goes for the ball towards João Pedro, but now there's time for Jakub Biol to head out defence. First line touch for Orton Cucurella, poked down the line for Fernandez. Garnacho inside, it's in behind of Fernandez, gets there for Ampadu though. There's Enzo Fernandez now. Pedro links up with Garnacho. Cucurella, short forward pass to Garnacho. Chelsea 20 yards and goal. Pedro, that's a nice combination play to him and for him. Fernandez, Pedro's pass cut out from Justin. Tanaka's pass blocked from Lavia. Pedro on the shot, just inside the box and just wide. It was a great shot on the turn there from João Pedro. Tanaka closed down for Lavia. Pedro trapped it with his midriff on the swivel. Hit it right-footed. Perry full stretch. That was about 3 yards wide of his left-hand post. At the moment, Leeds just need to make sure they don't concede another goal. Perry's takes a short goal kick to Strauch. Strauch searching for Calvert-Lewin. Headed away from Lavia. Only as far as Gudmundsson gets the ball stuck on his foot. Chelsea just behind halfway. Neto fends off Aronson. Now can Neto get down the right hit? He's away from Tanaka. He's up against Strauch. Now Tanaka catches up. And Strauch just slowed down Neto. Rolled back on the right-hand side. And now Chelsea with Lavia. It is Chalobah square to Tosin. On halfway with Cucurella. Cucurella left-footed. Garnacho into midfield to Fernandez. Now down the left-hand side. Garnacho on the chase. Garnacho first time cross. It's chested behind for Gudmundsson. For Leeds, for Chelsea corner. Just over half hour played at Wembley. Chelsea in full control here against Leeds. The lead by a goal to nil. Into Fernandez with the header. Garnacho lifted the ball in first time a moment ago, but no one coming in at the back post to challenge Janvi Gudmundsson. So Garnacho just crouching down at the moment. Not sure why now, he's back on his feet. Corner about to come in on the right-hand side for Chelsea. Pedro Neto again just goes for a delicate lift in, headed away from Tanaka. Now headed from Caicedo. Back out to Neto. Neto's cutting in. Neto puts the ball in way too high though. And Justin gets the call from Perry to duck. That's exactly what James Justin did. Big goal kick for Leeds United. Of course, Leeds were on the receiving end of a comeback in the quarter-final against West Ham. They did manage to get through on penalties, but Leeds produced one themselves here. And Chelsea are fully worthy of their one-goal lead, though. It could have been more. João Pedro at the post not too long before the Fernandez opener. Goal kick from Perry. Gusto gets in front of Calvert-Lewin. It's out for a throw. About 10 yards over halfway. Should now be thrown back from Gudmundsson. And Leeds can try and move it across the back. It's in the middle of the back through Biol. Justin. Here's Biol again. Biol, right-footed, finds Bogle midway in the Leeds half. Bogle first time. Calvert-Lewin can't get the touch right on the stretch in the centre circle. It's in defence midfield with Lavia. Now into the back line to Chalobah. Tosin to Caicedo. Caicedo by the centre circle. Pass over halfway. Pedro again linking up really nicely. Enzo Fernandez. Pedro knitting the play together superbly so far. Garnacho prods it inside towards Pedro. Ampadu spots that pass there and puts a good sliding challenge in. And it will be a throw for Chelsea, but Leeds, glum looks on the fans' face at the moment. Arms folded and hoping Sai can produce a comeback. Garnacho now to Caicedo, 30 yards and goal. Over the top to Cucurella on the byline. Cuts it back for Garnacho now. Enters the box. Garnacho then has the flag up against him. Always up against Cucurella. I think it may have been Cucurella who was the man who was actually offside. You can certainly feel the tension though amongst the Leeds fans at the moment. And they're just desperate to have some happiness coming out Wembley, at least celebrate a goal. So free kick, so it's a free kick now taken. Tosin heads away. Now held up here by Neto. Gusto turns. Now backwards here from Chalobah to Sanchez. Tosin, short pass to Cucurella. Now Caicedo being chased out from Ampadu, but then Caicedo finds João Pedro. Drops into his own half. Poor touch from Pedro. Okafor, edge of the box now. Okafor goes a shot blocked though for Tosin. And then Pedro clears away to make up for giving away the ball clumsily. Nice little shot back there from Gusto to João Pedro on the right hand side. Coming up to the halfway line. Controls it on the halfway line now. Uses Caicedo. Now back on that right hand side. Here's Cucurella. Threads a nice pass through midfield to Lavia. Fernandez back to Cucurella. Cucurella now picks out Garnacho midway inside the Leeds half. Garnacho making a run forwards when he gave that inside to Fernandez. Fernandez caught from Ampadu just over 30 yards and goal. Will be a free kick for Chelsea to take. And the Farkener staff currently wondering how can Leeds change the game. With a certain trip on Enzo Fernandez, and Chelsea's dominate midfield at the moment. They always find that space, but again, Okafor was gifted a good chance a moment ago. Into the box, had a shot blocked though. Chelsea play the short free kick. Now it's wide right with Neto. Pass back on the halfway line to Chalobah. Tosin. Chelsea still in the halfway. Cucurella. Now Garnacho pushing it back from Bogle. No free kick given though. Garnacho still down on the ground. And now Leeds trying to press, but Gusto picks out Neto. Now Neto turns very sprightly on the right hand side. Now it's Fernandez, just under 30 yards and goal in the centre. Garnacho left side of the box trying to run for Bogle. Garnacho low ball in, no takers though in the centre of the penalty area. Here's Gusto wide right. Malo Gusto. Moves it backwards to Neto. Caicedo. That's a little flick there from Gusto. Neto again goes behind him for Caicedo. Chelsea inside right. Just over 25 yards and goal with Fernandez. Caicedo right footed in the centre circle with Tosin. Tosin, it's right foot pass to Cucurella on the inside left. Cucurella to Garnacho. Has two players around him. Aronson nicks it off, and Aronson just make sure that he hit that off of Garnacho to win Leeds the throw. Just on the midway inside the half. Bogle's throw to Justin. Ampadu back to Perry. Clears first time from the 6-yard box towards the centre circle. Header one from Chalobah. And now knocked on from Lavia. Header Tanaka, but just rolls back comfortably. It's the feet of Perry. Now Strauch. And just trotting the ball out from the back. Here's Ampadu. Ampadu now. Square for Biol. Biol, again, Tanaka's maybe an option, but Biol plays it more safer. Ampadu, 37 minutes played, Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. Strauch to Okafor. Lays off to Gudmundsson. Now Aronson joins in the play by the centre circle. Ampadu. Now to the wide right to Bogle. Just over the halfway line. Bogle backwards for Ampadu. Now Aronson just over 40 yards from the target. Tackle from Lavia. And the loose ball falls to Tanaka. Leeds on halfway with Ampadu. Ampadu now looks towards the middle. Calvert-Lewin holds it up. Short and square for Aronson. Now Leeds back on the right hand side. Wide Bogle through legs to Cucurella. Now Bogle into the box. Still Jane and Bogle. Bogle now to Aronson, the byline. Aronson looks to the cut back block for Cucurella. And it looked like it came off Aronson last. And I think Leeds have got the corner kick on the right hand side. Fantastic work for Jaden Bogle, just popping it through the legs of Marc Cucurella. And poked on the outside of Caicedo, and Aronson He hit it off Kukurea. I think it may have bounced off Aronson when the ball's already out of play, so looked like that is the correct decision to give the corner kick to Leeds United in the Wembley sunshine. 38 minutes gone, and Leeds draw level in this semi-final. Tanaka's corner kick headed away from Chalobah, headed back towards Gudmundsson, bounces down towards Calvert-Lewin, but just couldn't quite fall for him in the end. I think it was a foul on a Chelsea man. The referee has awarded Chelsea a free kick. Caicedo is down inside the box currently. There's a little nudge from Calvert-Lewin on Caicedo. I think he made a bit of a meal of it. Caicedo, he's down on his midriff, but I don't know, to me it didn't look like there was much contact at all from Calvert-Lewin on Moises Caicedo. So hopefully Caicedo will be fine to carry on. Yeah, 39 minutes played. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. Leeds have not given a bad account themselves. Again, they've had moments in the Okafor shot box not too long ago, and then Brendan Aronson with the best chance by Leeds by country mile, one-on-one with Sanchez, but it ended up being a brilliant save. And Sanchez got Leeds fan dressed as Elvis in the stands today. And Leeds now just waiting for Caicedo to be sorted out. There's Leeds fan dressed as Batman as well, so that yeah, a couple of people of fancy dress in the stands today. So back on the way now, and here's Calvert-Lewin on the halfway line, heavy touch. Enter Fernandez, tries to dink over the top of Gudmundsson. It comes off the back of Gudmundsson's head, and Neto just lets the ball bounce out for a throw to Chelsea on the right-hand side. So that's left for Malo Gusto to take, and Chelsea are taking their time with this throw now. Leeds fans still in good voice at Wembley. They've just got to keep believing Leeds, that more big chances can fall to them. Gusto throw now headed from Pedro, and Pedro Neto in an offside position. So free kick for Leeds to take. We have 4 minutes to go, a normal time in this first half. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. So Perry drills it right-footed. Can he find Calvert-Lewin? Head away defensive midfield for Caicedo. Ampadu gets a touch. It's just head of halfway now with Justin. Bogle into the attack of third. Bogle slow crosses. Cleared away from the defense. Tosin. Strout gets onto it. Now Ampadu right-footed. Bogle on the inside right. Bogle. His delivery blocked for Kukurea. So a bit of pressure this from Leeds. Huge for them. We get that equaliser before the break. So Ampadu to take the throw. Just about level with the penalty area. So Ampadu now all ready to hurl this one in. And Ampadu has a mean throw on him. Ampadu's throwing towards Strout. Flicked up in the air now to Strout with another head. It bounces to Okafor. Okafor, his strike well away from the target. And it bounced really invitingly. And Okafor, the long throw caused issues. It's a flick from Strout at the second attempt after he had his first flick blocked. Okafor off balance, swung at the ball with his left boot. Didn't get the clean contact he was hoping for at all. And it will be a Chelsea goal kick with 2.5 minutes left of this first half in normal time. And Sanchez right-footed. Leeds in the last 5 minutes have had 63% of the ball. They get back into this head away from Biol on the goal kick now. Calvert-Lewin, heavy touch, but Aronson trying to get to Kukurea, holds him off. First time for Fernandez, only far as Ampadu. Now Leeds just behind the centre circle with Strout. Can Strout pick out the run of Gudmundsson? It's cleared from Gusto. It is a throw to Leeds United. Midway in the Chelsea half on the left. Gabby Gudmundsson. Throws it back to Ampadu. Square here for square again to Ampadu. Now Beal. 7-8 yards over halfway to Bogle. Infield to Justin. Bogle again. Now back to Beal. Tanaka drops in between Beal and Strout. Now Tanaka lays it off to the Dutchman. Strout again to Tanaka. Tanaka left-footed. Now Leeds just over halfway with Beal. Tanaka's in the centre circle. Leeds just got a bit of control possession now. It's a lifted from Strout. Can't find his intended target though. Gusto heads down. Caicedo clears toward the centre circle. Ball bounces almost in the favour of Garnacho. Justin clears. Bogle knocks onto Aronson. Backwards for Bogle just ahead of halfway. That's in the Leeds half in the last minute of normal time in this first half. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. So it's Strout and it's surely a push out. Okafor from Chalobah is indeed. So Leeds with the free kick to take. Just over halfway. Tanaka. Square to Beal. Beal. Now short to his right to Justin. Justin whips it down the near side. Nowhere near finding a target. Calvert-Lewin is moving towards the ball, but he's not going to get there. Tosin had him covered off anyway. There's a goal kick for Chelsea. I think Leeds just need the break here. Overall, hasn't really got going for them in this first half. They've had their moments, but Chelsea have the control in this game. And Chelsea probably be a bit disappointed with the control they've had. They're not added to their advantage. So Sanchez, the goal kick for Chelsea. About to enter first half stoppage time. There's going to be any at all. Honest, so goal kick flicked on from Pedro. Headed down for Gudmundsson. Well, there is a 4 minutes stoppage time actually. Headed down now to Caicedo. Cleared from Tosin. Over halfway. Time for Justin to take the ball down. So Beal to Justin. Now Bogle. Bogle. Picks out Ampadu. Ampadu. Square for Strout. Again to Ampadu. Still right in the middle of the Leeds half. Beal turns onto his right foot. Slipped a bit, but does have Ampadu to pick up that pass in behind him. Ampadu now towards the centre circle. Flick from Okafor. Surely found Calvert-Lewin there from Tosin. It was, and it's a free kick for Leeds to take. 45 seconds into the 4 minutes of first half stoppage time. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. So free kick for Leeds in the centre circle. Tanaka to take. Can he cause some issues with this free kick? I think he'll try and just clip it in. So Tanaka does go for the clip delivery towards the back post. Strout heads down. Comes off Malagusto. Leeds appealing for handball. There was a foul on Lavia anyway, and Strout won the header. So here's a free kick for Chelsea. And Lavia just rubbing the back of his head. Strout rose over him. There was two hands from Pascal Strout to head into the back of Romeo Lavia's head. So again, Chelsea free kick, goal up, and just coming up to the halfway point at the 4 minutes of first half stoppage time. So Chelsea, no rush to take this free kick. Sanchez drilled it, right-footed. You find João Pedro beating the air from Strout. Header from Enzo Fernandez on the inside right, just over 25 yards from goal. Now Neto, again, just a light knock back to Gusto. And now Chalobah, just in front of the D is Sanchez. So a little touch to Tosin. Chalobah again. Now Lavia on the half turn. Lavia, here's Chalobah. Cucurella is available. Cucurella is found. Now Cucurella left-footed. Get to play for Garnacho. Good pressing from Bogle. Bogle wins it just ahead of halfway now. Aronson managed to knock that off the back of Enzo Fernandez right ankle. Throw for Leeds to take. James Justin to Jacobiol. So moved across the back to Pascal Strout. Strout. Touch with his left foot. Gives it to Ampadu. Ampadu by the centre circle. Ethan Ampadu over halfway. On his outside to Bogle. Bogle drifting back in. Bogle. 45 yards from goal. Uses Beal. Just beyond the centre circle. Beal. And pokes it behind him for Ampadu. Tanaka now leads in central midfield. Now it's right hand side with Aronson. Again, back to Ampadu. Leeds control and possession, but can't really go anywhere with it. Tanaka to Strauch. Now 40 seconds of first half stoppage time to go. Gudmundsson looking towards Calvert-Lewin. Split back from Tosin and falls there for Caicedo in room. Caicedo to Sanchez. Now Sanchez drills it right-footed. Header take it on the chest there. Biol thought he was going to head it for a sec. Biol turns and now square for Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson tackle from Neto. Pedro Neto holds off Gabby Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson puts the challenge in, then Gusto down the right towards Neto. Neto kept it in, so one last chance at Chelsea to make it 2-0 now. Neto trying to get around Tanaka. Neto on the byline. Tanaka sees him off though, then Gudmundsson gets onto it and he's fouled there for Neto inside the penalty area. Neto screamed at the referee saying Tanaka fouled him first. So the 4 minutes are up here. And the referee should blow his whistle any second. In fact, he's blown his whistle now. So half time here at Wembley. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. The bouncer played. Chelsea deserve it. Leeds did have a brilliant chance to break the deadlock. Brendan Aronson put through 1-1 but couldn't defeat Sanchez. But Chelsea dominate possession. Hit the post through João Pedro shortly before Enzo Fernandez put the Blues in front. Neto's cross on the right. Perfect lift on it. Fernandez head it beyond the reach of Lucas Perry to put Chelsea in front. And Leeds got back into it a bit at the back end of the first half, but overall Chelsea comfortable going into the break. It's Chelsea 1, Leeds 0.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook.
Hello and welcome back here to Wembley, where it's Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. Enzo Fernandez, the Chelsea skipper, putting the Blues in front. It was a clip ball into the box from Pedro Neto, and great run from Enzo Fernandez to not it beyond the reach of Lucas Perry. But Leeds didn't give an awful count themselves that first half. Aronson missed a one-on-one. Leeds also made a couple of substitutions at half-time, with Joe Rodon, Anton Stack coming on. Just that extra physicality, great for Daniel Farker to have them to fit again. And in the side, and it's James Justin who made way for Joe Rodon. And just trying to see made way for Stack. Well, anyway, back on the way for the second half. Shooting from right to left, Leeds kickers off. That's Tanaka. Goes straight back to Lucas Perry. Long ball head away from Chalobah. Header met from Rodon. Now Calvert-Lewin. Picks up inside right. Lays it off to Bogle. Being chased now for Garnacho. Bogle tries to get the crossing block for Garnacho. Bogle on the touchline. And that's good work there from Jadon Bogle to win the throw. Of Kukurea. Leeds shooting towards their own fans the second half as well. Should give them that little extra boost. So Jacobiol, by the way, was the other player to come off for Leeds United. So James Justin, Jacobiol off for Joe Rodon, Anton Stack. So Leeds put the long throw in for Bogle. Couldn't find Strout, headed away. Aronson had his shot blocked. Now heavy touch there for Rodon, side of the box. Falls to Stack. Stack with a brilliant shot save for Sanchez. And onto the roof of net in the end. Oh, what a start. That would have been to second half for Leeds. What an entrance that would have been for Anton Stack. Stack struck it brilliantly, right-footed. But Robert Sanchez got a strong right hand onto it. Turned it over the bar onto the roof of net. But Stack couldn't have hit that any better. It was just an outstanding stop for Robert Sanchez. Good start to second half from Leeds. Stack's corner. Headed away from Tosin. Can Stack get onto it? And in the end, Stack just gets there for Neto. Prods it back into Leeds half. Now it's Bogle into the feet of Perry. Perry goes to long ball, volleyed away from Gusto. Controlled there from Fernandez, goes down, was brought down to the ground from Joe Rodon. The referee's seen enough for it to be a free kick for Chelsea. Daniel Farker completely disagrees though. So it's a throw, it's a free kick for Chelsea's take. Just on halfway, Caicedo, Lavia. Here is Caicedo. A square from Tosin to Chalobah. Oh, Chelsea just behind halfway with Gusto. Here is Chalobah. Caicedo, first time now leads Chelsea playing it through midfield well. Lavia links up with Gusto. Wide right with Neto. Now plays in Gusto, right side of the box. Gusto gets away for two Leeds players, cuts about flick for Fernandez. João Pedro surely going to get shots off. Ampadu gets in the way though. And a brilliant tackle from Ampadu. And it's a corner kick for Chelsea. Excellent football by Chelsea through midfield. Lavia out to Neto, down the right, Gusto. Wrong-footed two Leeds players, but Pascal Strout on his backside. Fernandez then flicked it to João Pedro. And it was an excellent challenge from Ethan Ampadu. It was Jadon Bogle also just stopping João Pedro getting the shot off. Ampadu came with the challenge, so it was great defending as well from Jayden Bogle. And it's a corner kick for Pedro Neto to take from the right-hand side. Header out for another corner from Al Tanaka. Really good start to the second half, though. The stacked shot brilliantly saved from Sanchez, and then Chelsea now on the front foot, looking to double their advantage in the Wembley sunshine. So it's a short corner this time for Neto. Here's Caicedo. Neto has it back. Caicedo calling for it again. Caicedo, about 3 yards behind the box. Now Caicedo enters the area. Gusto, cross block from Bogle. And it loops out for another Chelsea corner. So Leeds just got to stay in it here. Good pressure from Chelsea. So corner for Pedro Neto on the right side. Will he go short this time? That is the question. So Pedro Neto looking like he's all ready for the in-swinger. So Neto all set to deliver. So cross, a corner in towards near post, head away from Calvert-Lewin, volleyed out the box from Okafor, bouncing here for Neto, cushions it. His head to Caicedo, little knock now to Fernandez, wide right with Neto. It's Neto against Bogle. Neto onto his right foot. Neto has that support on the inside right. 23 yards and goal. Fernandez, square to Caicedo, clips into the box, now trapped on the chest of Al Tanaka. Tanaka now in behind for Okafor. Okafor's over halfway. Okafor has to pace off Fernandez. Okafor's away on the left-hand side. Still Okafor against Caicedo. Okafor gets the cross in too high for Calvert-Lewin, and it's headed away from Cucurella, and he's far Stack on the right-hand side. Stack now to Bogle, and Ampadu can control that Bogle pass on the stretch. Now Fernandez to Pedro. Pedro tripped up there from Strout, and that will be a free kick for Chelsea. Again, it was great work from Okafor a moment ago. Have the room to try and squeeze out across, but it was dealt with, and then Chelsea tried to counter there, and Strout did clearly trip up João Pedro. So Okafor, we may be a bit disappointed with that cross towards Calvert-Lewin, and made that sole run into the penalty area. Free kick for Chelsea, just by the centre circle, now played into it. Caicedo to Lavia. Back of defence now, Tosin Cucurella. 7 yards forwards to Fernandez. Garnacho takes heavy touch. Ampadu now into the centre circle. Ampadu just goes back to Strout. So it is a back four now for Leeds, by the way. Rodon Strout, the partnership. Ampadu plays it through the legs of Neto. Leeds now down the left hand side. Gudmundsson to Okafor. Gudmundsson on the overlap. Not Okafor, low cross in, cut out though from Chalobah. Gusto, and Chalobah whips it away. Right footed. Strout wins the header against Pedro. Strout heads again. Flick inside from Okafor. Control from Caicedo. Now Gusto under pressure from Gudmundsson. Gusto gets his pass away, only as far as Tanaka. Midway in the Chelsea half. Tanaka now to Aronson. Aronson turns, tackle from Gusto. And that looks like it's going to go out for a goal kick to Chelsea, as it did come off Aronson last when the tackle was made. And, some Leeds fans just trying to get their fellow supporters G'd up even more. It's gone a little bit flat at Leeds end. Getting a really good start to the second half. Leeds made in the first minute and a half, but Chelsea got a stranglehold of it again. So goal kick for Tosin to start off. So knocks it now for Sanchez. Sanchez long towards the near side, too high for Neto. So Gabby Gudmundsson take the throw just under midway inside his own half. Strout. And square for Rodon. And now Rodon onto his right foot. Bogle on halfway. First line to Aronson. Aronson turns. Aronson goes backwards. Didn't spot the run of Bogle in behind him. Ampadu now gets out the centre circle. Body shape towards the left. And that's the side he plays it to Noah Okafor. Leeds just about in the attacking third. Okafor faced up Neto. Okafor gives it to Ampadu. Leeds 25 yards and goal. Inside left for Gudmundsson. Wide left now with Okafor. Okafor cuts in. Was he tripped there for Gusto? The referee doesn't want anything to do with that. But now Gusto on the pressure from Aronson. Gusto trying to fend off Brendan Aronson. Turn there for Gusto. Aronson just trying to get it off Gusto in the end. Gusto goes down. Referee hasn't awarded a free kick. Gusto has his body on top of the ball. And then Gusto flicks it towards Caicedo. Now it's Lavia on the right-hand side, short for Neto. Chelsea trying to get themselves out of trouble. And Neto does brilliantly to hit it off of Okafor, but again, the Leeds players furious that they didn't get a free kick. They felt there was a possible hand when Malo Gusto was fending off the Leeds players. So it is a throw now for Chelsea to take deep in their half. Malo Gusto to lead, but Gusto did brilliantly to fend off 3 Leeds players. Gusto's throw, header from Strout. First time touch for Tanaka, then Stat knocks off for Lavia, falls back to Stat. Ampadu. Touch there for Okafor. Ampadu and Okafor trying to combine. Okafor holds off Gusto. Backwards to Gudmundsson. Strout now, left-footed, just around the centre circle with Rodon. And square for Strout. Now Tanaka turns. Tanaka now, over halfway on the left-hand side to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson, inside left. Now just rolls it to Okafor. Okafor puts the delivery towards the back post, too high for Brendan Aronson. Aronson does give the thumbs up, but that cross from Okafor, always too high for Brendan Aronson. Daniel Farke, maybe pondering is there any other ways he can change the game. Did bring on Rodon Stack at half-time for Justin Biel. Does have options. Dan James, Willie Nonso can add that pace. Lucas Mecha can be a handful, so he's got his options there, Daniel Farke. Almost 10 minutes into the second half. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0 in the final FA Cup semi-final of the weekend. Chalobah direct. Now Neto lays off to Pedro. Lovely turn for João Pedro. It's been Chelsea's best player today for me. Pedro now. Shorted for Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez to Garnacho. Garnacho shot deflects over. Corner kick for Chelsea. Took a deflection off Jayden Bogle. Again, João Pedro causing mayhem. The way he just drops deep. No one knows how to handle him. It was a brilliant turn for João Pedro. Short square pass to Fernandez. Left side of the box. Garnacho's first time hit. His right foot deflected off Bogle. Perry was full stretch towards it, but it was always rising over the bar after that Bogle deflection. So corner for Chelsea on the far side. Can they get that second goal just to get that daylight between them and Leeds? Into Fernandez to deliver. Gudmundsson's gone down inside the penalty area. And the referee just stops play momentarily. Gudmundsson back on his feet now. Gudmundsson will be marking Chalobah here. So Enzo Fernandez now can take the corner kick. Fernandez in swinger onto the roof of Perry's net. Oh, Fernandez, he is capable of going for a goal from a corner kick. Seen it on a couple of occasions, but couldn't catch Perry out there. Just onto the roof of Perry's net in the end. Again, Leeds have shown moments the second half. Still right in this. 56 minutes on the clock. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. It just takes that one moment to change things. So Perry looking towards Calvert-Lewin. It's a flick on from Calvert-Lewin. Cleared away on the bounce of Cucurella. Head down from Bogle. Hit from Fernandez. Now Garnacho on the chase, but Rodon gets across. Back to Perry. Perry, it's a nice that calm pass in behind of Garnacho. To give it to Rodon again. Once more with Perry. Chelsea trying to push up further and further. Strout now. Neto pressing on him. Now Ampadu square to Gudmundsson. Again, Lavia was trying to nick it off Ampadu. And now Leeds have a man down to Naka. And the referee hasn't stopped play though. Gudmundsson's still on the ball. Gudmundsson back to Strout. Cross to Rodon. Rodon approaching halfway. Now into the Chelsea half. Joe Rodon. Has to look backwards to Ampadu. The Leeds getting a feel for the ball now. Ampadu's pass deflects off Lavia. Does reach Okafor. Wide left. Now Okafor. Cuts inside of Neto. Okafor puts the cross in. Calvert-Lewin's header straight to Sanchez. Good opportunity there for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Impressive delivery from Okafor. Calvert-Lewin did get the power he wanted on the header though. Calvert-Lewin tried to guide it across Sanchez, but ended up just heading it straight at him. We'll see what Calvert-Lewin was going for. Cucurella towards the centre circle. Header met from Strout. Now Leeds starting to up it. 68% of possession in the last 5 minutes. Stack to Strout in the centre circle. Chelsea just look like they're getting nervous here. It is Jaden Bogle. And backwards here for Rodon. Rodon now plays it through. Knock on towards Calvert-Lewin from Stack. Cleared away. Stack on the ball again. Stack inside right. And now Jaden Bogle down the far side. Bogle, his cross block for Cucurella. Now can Chelsea counter? Enzo Fernandez makes the switch towards the near side. Neto in a foot race of Strout. Strout gets his body across. Neto just got his foot caught under the ball. Strout ran across the ball too quickly. Neto, if he controlled that properly, he would have had space to move into towards the penalty area, but it's a throw for Leeds now taken from Gabby Gudmundsson. And Strout across to Rodon. Joe Rodon, a few touches with his right. Over halfway now, Stack in space. Stack, first time pass towards the right wing. Bogle looks down line for Stack, with Stack caught there for Caicedo. And the referee does award a free kick to Leeds and a yellow card for Caicedo as well. Of course, Stack picked up at his most recent injury in the FA Cup quarter-final against West Ham. Challenge from Max Kilman. And Leeds wanted a penalty that day. Didn't get one. That was a clear foul for Caicedo. Back of Stack's right ankle. So, free kick. Robert Sanchez is just sitting down the ground there. Just Malo Gusto seems to be an issue with Enzo Fernandez. And it's hoping it's nothing serious for him, but doesn't look too great. No, Sanchez. Well, actually, I think Sanchez just had a conversation with Tosin. Sanchez went down, so Lavia and Ampadu had a bit of back and forth there. Bogle steps in to get a bit heated between the pair of them, and I think Leeds don't like the fact that they spotted that Sanchez doesn't really have anything wrong with him. The Leeds coaching staff's had a bit of back and forth as well with Chelsea's, and they get a bit heated between the pair, as is usual between Chelsea and Leeds. Yeah, that Robert Sanchez, nothing wrong with him at all. There was a clear conversation between Tosin and Robert Sanchez, so I can understand why Leeds agreed. Saying that, Leeds are taking advantage of the drinks break as well. And yeah, it was just a bit heated in Ampadu Lavia. It's calmed down now. Actually, Callum McFarlane just came down just to sort of deflate things, and yeah, I think it was Ampadu. Just Lavia's telling Ampadu to go away. Ampadu was trying to listen in, see what was going on. Trying to be a bit cheeky there, Ethan Ampadu. Cannot find the staff didn't like that. Yeah, but now everyone's had their drinks, and Leeds can try and cause Chelsea some issues from the free kick. Edge of the box here on the inside right. For Anton Stack to take. And Leeds shooting in front of their supporters. The second half, what a moment it would be if they can at least get them a goal, and if they don't, win this semi-final. So Anton Stack, inside right, 23 yards and goal. So Anton Stack now whips it towards the target, just wide. It's a low whip there from Anton Stack. Bends it around, Neto and Garnacho. Actually was a fair bit off. I initially thought it was about 5-6 yards wide, probably a bit more than that. Sanchez target. Again, certainly got a decent whip on it though. Anton Stack trying to beat Sanchez low down. So Robert Sanchez with the goal kick. Now Pedro Neto, João Pedro fighting to win the header, does do that against Rodon. Now Garnacho has that under control, midway inside his half. Cucurella under pressure from Aronson and pokes it on the left, and now Leeds trying to win it back, but Chelsea still have it. Caicedo. Now here's Enzo Fernandez, holds it up well. Back to Tosin. Lavia in the centre circle. Lavia now trying to look over the top. It's a heavy pass on Lavia. Just sent straight back to Perry. Now Rodon. It is Leeds and Aronson. First time to Bogle. Bogle just over halfway. Stat, lovely flick towards Bogle. Bogle tried to get to it. Clever idea there from Anton Stat. Jaden Bogle couldn't quite get there. But Anton Stat's been a massive plus for Leeds. He's got things moving for them really well. Going forwards, and certainly promising moments from Leeds United in the second half. Now right in this, and now Chelsea go for direct ball. Enzo Fernandez, foul given against him, just a nudge into Ampadu. It is Pascal Strout. Short to Rodon. Rodon now finds Bogle, about 7 yards ahead of him. Rodon again. Now it's with Perry just inside his area. Lucas Perry again floats it towards the far side. Bogle heads on. Caicedo intercepts. Caicedo clears left-footed. Header from Rodon. Control from Bogle. Bogle now dispossessed. Now Leeds have it back just behind halfway. Stack first time to Calvert-Lewin. Now Ampadu looks towards the left-hand side, clear from Gusto, and he's far as Al Tanaka. Tanaka now to his left to Gudmundsson. Knocked on to Okafor. Okafor now heading towards the box. Okafor, a few step overs. Tackle from Gusto. Gudmundsson on the byline. Lifts it in. Calvert-Lewin trying to win the header. Header on his far. Tanaka. Tanaka skews the effort. Oh, it was a great opportunity there for Al Tanaka on the volley. Completely messed it up though. And it was Okafor was tackled from Gusto, then Gudmundsson got away for Neto on the byline. Put the cross in, the head away from Tosin. Felt that Tanaka had room inside the area. Just skewed the volley. Got it all wrong. And Andre Santos to come on for Chelsea with 25 minutes left. Romeo Lavia. Then solid performance from him midfield, but obviously there's going to be midfield changes. There's no way Caicedo Fernandez coming off before Lavia. So Andre Santos, just a bit of extra solid into midfield, but yeah, solid performance though for Lavia. Chelsea's first substitution of the afternoon. Chelsea lead by a goal to nil. Enzo Fernandez header separating the two sides. So goal kick for Robert Sanchez. Can Chelsea just manage the Leeds pressure well? Because Leeds are certainly up the second half. Very jazzy shirt in the crowd. Pineapple with sunglasses on, sort of a Hawaiian themed shirt. Look on to Garnacho now. Comes back to Cucurella. Chelsea in the centre circle. Santos gets his first touch. Square foot, Malo Gusto. Gusto, a few touches with his right foot. Pass into Leeds after Neto trying to spin away from Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson makes the tackle. Now Neto comes away with it again. Neto prodded back on the halfway line to Santos. It is Tosin. Square for Cucurella in the centre circle with Santos. First time for Caicedo. Now Fernandez to his right. Good possession is for Chelsea, looking to bring on Cole Palmer. Not a bad sub to bring on, especially when space will open up. Neto in field for Fernandez. Caicedo, Chelsea getting a good foothold of the game again. Cucurella now fizz it through the Leeds defence, but straight back to Perry. And the Leeds fans twirling their yellow scarves. Get behind their team as much as possible. Tanaka. Now Calvert-Lewin just behind halfway. Calvert-Lewin just lost his balance, and Tanaka hits it off of Santos. Gudmundsson up into the air. Chested down from Stat. And Ampadu out of play is an issue here for Okafor. He's down a bit of pain. I think it looks to be cramped though for Noah Okafor. Pascal Strout helping him out. And Okafor, actually I think Okafor's got a kick on the back of his right leg from Enzo Fernandez. Well, yeah, Fernandez just kicked through the back of Okafor's right leg, so yeah, it didn't look to be cramped. That seems to be the issue. Calvert-Lewin had probably the best chance of Leeds the second half, crossing for Okafor. Calvert-Lewin free header at the back post, but couldn't head it far enough, and Sanchez's header was straight at the goalkeeper. And the Leeds fans can't fault them. Getting behind their team as best as they can. Just hoping their team can come up with the goods and find that equaliser. So it's back now with Perry. It is Rodon. 68 minutes played. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. Rodon and Ampadu combine. So Rodon moves it across to Strout. Now Tanaka, his first time pass blocked from Santos. Headed out defence and Strout. The header from Santos. Cushion header from Pedro to Santos. Offside flag up against João Pedro. Andre Santos just goes down. Not really sure why. So a little nudge there for Ampadu. Didn't look anything in it, to be honest. So Cole Palmer coming on shortly for Chelsea, just getting his last instructions. So Strout goes to Rodon. Rodon into the centre circle. Now Tanaka lets it run across him for Gudmundsson. Tanaka wants it. Gudmundsson just has to play it to Tanaka. Tanaka with the switch. Too far ahead of Bogle. Cucurella now heads to Garnacho. Maybe Chelsea can counter. Cucurella, can he try and get him behind? Here's Enzo Fernandez just ahead of halfway. Enzo Fernandez to Cucurella, backwards to the Argentinian. Now Chelsea in their half, in midfield with Caicedo. Chalobah controlled on the stretch. Trevor Chalobah and stays calm. Calvert-Lewin by his side. Gusto over halfway. Neto back for Gusto, and Chelsea just slowing down the play well. Better game management for Chelsea now. A 1-goal lead. Can they find that second to kill this off? Garnacho behind him for Cucurella. Fernandez now. Caicedo just beyond the halfway line. Enzo Fernandez over the top of Calvert-Lewin. Controlled on the chest of Trevor Chalobah. Pedro, first time pass, right footed to Neto. Shows Chelsea in the attack of Neto, trying to get on the outside of Gudmundsson. Strout's across. Pascal Strout clears his lines. Ball still in play with Chelsea again. Chalobah infield to Santos. Caicedo. Fernandez first time to Caicedo. Now Chalobah from the centre circle. It's gone square to Fernandez. Chelsea just over halfway with Santos. Tosin. Now Cucurella curves it out to the left-hand side. So it's Garnacho against Bogle. Garnacho going to get a ball in. Bogle stands up to the task. He gets the tackle in on Garnacho. And now tracking back is Aronson to get a hold of it. Aronson to Bogle. Now Leeds going to get away on the right-hand side. Bogle has his pass cut out there from Caicedo. It was vital. The stat was in behind, ready to run over halfway. Lucas Mecha and Willy Gnonto will be the latest pairing to come on for Leeds with 20 minutes left. So Garnacho is off it for Palmer. Again, not the worst performance on Garnacho, but then again, there was a poor touchman in the first half, though. Chelsea behind, he just took it straight out of play. But yeah, Chelsea fans certainly delighted to see Palmer on the pitch again. So there's Gudmundsson to Strout. Leeds making their double substitution shortly. Just under 20 minutes left here for Leeds to keep the FA Cup dream alive. It's Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. Strout on the left to Calvert-Lewin. Lays it back. Good tackle there for Gusto and Okafor. Now it's just ahead of halfway with Strout. Tanaka to Strout again. Strout's now just behind halfway. Is it to his partner, Rodon. Strout, Ampadu wants it. Tap pass and Strout to Ampadu. Now here's Okafor, goes down the line. Gudmundsson's in behind. Gudmundsson gets the cross in too far for Calvert-Lewin to get to. And then Bogle at the back post, heavy touch. And it's a goal kick for Chelsea. It was the cross, and Gudmundsson had too much height in it for Calvert-Lewin. And it was Bogle in at the back post, but the touch was too heavy there from Jayden Bogle when he's running onto it. Again, a few Leeds fans are pointing to their imaginary watches, wanting Robert Sanchez to hurry up with this goal kick. And he's taking his time now. Eventually Sanchez plays the goal kick. Short for Chalobah. Bogle gets in front of Neto. So Neto's now on the left. Aronson to Ampadu. First time now for Stack. Wide right. Stack's crossed. It deflects off Caicedo. Corner kick for Leeds on the right-hand side. They're keeping at it, Leeds. And they get that equaliser. The Leeds are giving a really good account themselves second half. And Chelsea still preserving their lead. Enzo Fernandez, first half header at the moment as Chelsea in the FA Cup final. Stats corner kick headed away at the near post and Cucurella. So it's a throw for Leeds. And as they continue the pressure on Chelsea. Now Daniel Farke can bring on Lucas Mecha and Willie Nonto. So first player off will be Altanaka. I think it's going to be Calvert-Lewin and Metra up front. Could be proved wrong. So it is Tanaka and Okafor off. Okafor's an interesting one. He's looked of live wire today, but in the end, that's the decision Daniel Farke has made. So Calvert-Lewin, Mecha up top. Interesting, Aronson stayed on. Hasn't had the best of games, to be honest, Brendan Aronson. Well, that's the decision Daniel Farke has gone with. So a throw for Bogle to take. Bogle now was flicked on, but it's headed away. It's a flick on from Strauch. Heavy touch from Gummerton. Now Chelsea away on the right hand side with Neto. Neto needs support and he gets the throw. Just knocks off Anton Stack. Again, Leeds have just got to try and use their physicality as best as possible, and Strauch win that flick on. Caused a bit of a scare for Chelsea. They dealt with it. So Palmer now leaves it for Malo Gusto to take the throw. So they completely get Calvert-Lewin, Mecha in the pairing, but interesting. Okafor coming off an Aronson staying on. Aronson playing on the left-hand side. Gusto goes backwards into the feet of Sanchez. Aronson chasing from the front. It is Tosin now. Kukre quickly to Fernandez. Fernandez tackle from Ampadu. Ethan Ampadu, then he's caught just in front of halfway. Well, Daniel Farke had a good view of that foul. Call for that one immediately. It was a clear foul from Fernandez and a free kick for Leeds. And just in front of the halfway line. Strauch in the centre circle. Now Strauch looking towards the left. Give it to Gummerson. Leeds over midway in the Chelsea half. Gummerson's cross. Calvert-Lewin can't control it. Bounce off at Aronson in the D. And then clear from Santos. Nice first touch from Pedro by the centre circle. Turns away from Strauch. Pedro goes down. And that will be a free kick and a yellow card for Pascal Strauch. Quarter of an hour left here. And Leeds salvage this. We're a goal down. Enzo Fernandez, winner, will play Man City in the final. So it's a free kick taken short from Caicedo. Santos. Caicedo again. That's Tosin across to Chalobah. Now Chelsea on halfway. Palmer, one of his first touches. In fact, that might be the first touch that's coming on. Palmer now to Santos. Time on the ball for Tosin. Taps it to Kukre. Tosin again. Tosin through the gap of Calvert-Lewin Stack. Gusto inverts to link up with Chalobah. Palmer. It is Chalobah. Now Sanchez being pressed from Calvert-Lewin, but Sanchez squares it to Tosin. Chelsea now out of the penalty area. Kukre down the far side. No one making a run down that left-hand side. So time for Perry. He just knocks it short to Bogle. Rodon. And now is Strauch. Pascal Strauch. Coming towards halfway. Strauch to the wide left. Now Mecha down the line. Here's Gudmundsson. Sends it in. Headed away from Caicedo. Bounces towards Fernandez. Gets a touch on it with his right boot to Neto. Now Kukre just clears his lines towards the centre circle. Lovely touch from João Pedro. For me, I've said it a couple of times, man of the match for Chelsea. Here's Santos. Now Palmer. Over the halfway line. Palmer. Wide right. Against Gudmundsson. Into the attacking third. A few step overs from Palmer. Palmer now. Can he maybe try and get across? And Palmer trying to get around Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson goes down on the byline. It's out of play anyway. Looks to be a foul for Cole Palmer. Just nibbled at Gudmundsson's heels. And it will be a free kick for Leeds United. So yellow card shown to Cole Palmer as well. I think that wasn't for a foul though. It was just punching the ball away. Again, very, very silly from Cole Palmer there. Let's get himself in the book. 77 minutes on the clock. It's Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. So who will join Man City in the final? Harry's free kick. Flick backwards from Tosin. Touch there from Mecha. Mecha now pass goes back into the Leeds half to Strauch. Again, moves along the back to Rodon. Ampadu's an option. Ampadu's pass cut out for Neto. Neto now fouled there from Ampadu. And it'll be a free kick for Chelsea. Yellow card for Ethan Ampadu. The Leeds trying to play their way out from the back. Good pressing from Neto. Intercept that Ampadu pass. Ampadu stood on top of Neto's right boot. That was absolutely the right decision to award a free kick there from the referee. So, free kick to be taken on the left-hand side for Chelsea. Neto certainly felt the force there. Ampadu put on top his right foot, and Callum McFarlane and his staff not pressed that challenge there from Ethan Ampadu. Neto slowly getting back to his feet. Him and Enzo Fernandez just talking out on that left-hand side. Free kick for Chelsea midway in the Leeds half. Enzo Fernandez again has Cucurella beside him. I think Fernandez will go short here. Santos is an option. Yeah, Fernandez short, but actually it's gone to Neto. Fernandez again. Santos, 40 yards and goal. Behind him for Tosin, now in the centre circle with Chalobah. Square for Gusto. Gusto turns. Chelsea just getting comfortable on the ball here in defence. Tosin moved along to Cucurella. Now Nonto trying to harass Cucurella. Goes back for Tosin. Nonto on the chase here. Tosin clears. Volley from Strout. Mecha wins the header. Now Calvert-Lewin chests it down. Taken away from him from Gusto. Santos looks in midfield. First time from Fernandez. Pedro, here's Enzo Fernandez. Good link-up play. Now Fernandez to Palmer. Palmer down the right. Gudmundsson's across. Gudmundsson clears away. Left-footed. Now chested down for Mecha. Mecha collided there with Chalobah, I think that was. And I don't think it was Santos. It was Santos, and it will be a Leeds free kick as Mecha got it first. It was Andre Santos. Santos back on his feet. Mecha's down there in a bit of pain. Oh yes, Santos collided into Mecha. 10 minutes left there at Wembley. Last semi-final of the weekend. Chelsea leading it by a goal to nil. So Mecha now back on his feet. And there's certainly been a bit of pain here. And Lucas Mecha should be fine to carry on. So Leeds desperate to get that equaliser in front of their own fans. Even if they don't win it, that would be an unbelievable moment for them. So free kick for Leeds to take shortly. Mecha should be able to come back on. So free kick still waiting to be taken by Leeds United. So Leeds will be temporarily down to 10 men. So free kick now taken. Strout. Here's Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson 6 yards in the Chelsea half. Has to go backwards to Ampadu's. Sitting very deep at the moment. Strout under pressure, left-footed. Can't find Calvert-Lewin, volleyed away from Gusto. It will be a throw for Leeds. Taken just behind halfway. Well, if it stays like this, we'll be back-to-back 1-0 defeat at Wembley for Daniel Farke in charge of Leeds. Of course, had that 1-0 defeat in the FA Cup, in the Championship playoffs final against Southampton. Of course, were defeated at Wembley yesterday by Man City in the first semi-final. Nonto turns, received that from Metra, is now back on the field. Rodon, midway in the Chelsea half. Aronson turns. Aronson again posts it to Rodon. Now Stack. Here's Ampadu in the centre circle. Ampadu, left-footed. Now Strout. Strout wide to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson, can he play it inside? Goes to Strout. Ampadu. Ampadu, right-footed. Held up here from Mecha. And now Mecha turns. Still Lucas Mecha. Tidy feet from Mecha. Now Stack has it. 25 yards and goal. Anton Stack. Stack goes to curl the shot over the bar. Well, it's word taken on for Stack there. He just thought, why not? 7.5 minutes left. Stack bended it right-footed, but it was always heading over the bar. Fortunately for a Leeds perspective. So Leeds have certainly given it their all today. They've had more shots on target than Chelsea. 3-2 and more attempts as well altogether. 10 to Chelsea 7. So yeah, stats-wise, Leeds have been the more threatening team, but the scoreline that matters is 1-0 to Chelsea. At the moment, it's long ball for Chelsea. Now it's back with Perry. Rolls it to Rodon. Perry again. Now Pascal Strout. Strout retouches. Now lays it off to Ampadu on the left-hand side. Gudmundsson keeps in play from Ampadu's pass. Chelsea insisting that went out. Ampadu turns. Chelsea now starting to sit deep on this 1-goal lead. Leeds need to find ideas how to unpick the lock. Stat to Mecha on the inside left. Mecha takes heavy touch, then tackle on Caicedo. That was a poor touch there from Mecha. Mecha will go into the book. Chelsea players want more than a yellow for Mecha. I think yellow is probably about right for Mecha, but poor first touch, and Caicedo nicked in, and Mecha caught him late. Yeah, without doubt, that looked at a free kick there. And Mecha on the stretch. Just definitely catching the left leg of Caicedo. So I would say that wasn't anything more than a yellow though for Mecha. Despite the Chelsea players' protest. Sean Longstaff, well, he got a last gasp equaliser at Bournemouth in midweek. Could he repeat it here on the biggest stage at Wembley to take this to extra time? Or maybe even part of a Leeds turnaround, who knows? Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. 5 minutes of normal time left. Free kick from Chalobah. Header from Gudmundsson. It's looping on. Pedro flicks. Palmer tries to hold on to it, then cleared short to Mecha from Strout. Aronson midway inside his half, fighting to keep it away from Santos. Santos puts a tackle in, and Gudmundsson hits it off of Andre Santos. Leeds throw. And halfway in their territory. So Gudmundsson still waiting to take it, but first I think the Longstaff substitution be made here. Brendan Aronson is off, and Sean Longstaff is on for Leeds. Who knows, can he be the hero? He had the heartbreak when he played at Wembley, Newcastle in the 2023 EFL Cup final. Did win it at Newcastle 2 years later, but didn't step foot on the pitch that day. Calvert-Lewin flicks on to Mecha from the throw. Calvert-Lewin and knocks it off the right heel of Gusto. So a throw for Leeds United. Again, about midway inside the Chelsea arc. Now Gudmundsson pass it back to Rodon. Rodon. Back to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson now picks up Calvert-Lewin. It's back towards goal. Calvert-Lewin turns, tackle there from Santos, and Gusto clears. Here is Leeds with Ethan Ampadu in the centre circle. Ampadu now on halfway. Short to his fellow countryman Rodon. Ampadu, first time to Strout. And now Strout inside left, 35 yards on goal. First time from Stack. Now Gudmundsson looks to go down the line. Blocked from Gusto. Have Leeds got a big moment in them? Gudmundsson throws it to Stack. Now Stack inside left. Stack knocks it forward to Strout. Strout can't get onto it. He's chasing down Caicedo. Caicedo turns. He has a clearance block Caicedo and gets the goal kick. Again, Chelsea, they're just managing this really well at the moment. 3 minutes of normal time to go. Chelsea 1, Leeds United 0. Will that Enzo Fernandez header prove to be the one that takes Chelsea back here to Wembley next month to face Manchester City in the final? So Sanchez with the goal kick. Yeah, not the rush, which is unsurprising. Sanchez now looking towards the left-hand side. Header met from Ampadu. Calvert-Lewin on the chase. Caicedo's header away. It's nice control midfield from Fernandez. And now Chelsea building on the left-hand side. Goes backwards to Cucurella, just ahead of halfway. Now is Chelsea on the ball with Santos. Receives it from Tosin. Caicedo on the pressure. Nice turn away for Longstaff. Longstaff just caught Caicedo. And Caicedo, just the play is so good under pressure. And that was excellent then. Longstaff just flipped Caicedo's right leg. And Caicedo feeling the pain at the moment in his leg, and Longstaff was late to that. I wouldn't say it was ridiculously aggressive or anything, it just clipped Caicedo, but Caicedo still down on the ground, feeling the pain there. Longstaff just caught the sort of the bottom of Caicedo's left leg. Still receiving treatment there, Caicedo. He's really feeling the pain from Longstaff catching him. And physio is still checking on him. So it's not looking great here at the moment for Moises Caicedo. And this will be more added time at Wembley, and Caicedo is such a vital cog for Chelsea. They get through to the final, they'll be desperate for him to be the heart of that midfield and not pick up a bad injury. So Anton Stack, along with Calvert-Lewin's header, with the best effort. Leeds hand the second half. It was a drilled shot from Stack. Great save from Sanchez. Caicedo slowly looking to get back to his feet. Yeah, Longstaff apologetic, but it's just a really good turn from Caicedo. Sometimes he's just so good that seems to fool players easily. And looks like Caicedo is going to have to come off it. He's definitely moving gingerly. So the substitution that Callum McFarlane didn't want to make. And Caicedo feeling the pain. Actually, I thought it's gone off. I think it's just the board up to say 8 minutes of stoppage time. I think Caicedo will be fine to carry on, actually. Just taking a quick swig of water. Looks like Caicedo will be fine to come back on. So 8 minutes of stoppage time here at Wembley. Can Leeds rescue this? So it's a ball forwards from Sanchez straight out of play. And it'll be throw here for Leeds to take midway inside their half. So it's a throw to Strap. Now short for Rodon. Rodon's over halfway. Now Ampadu. Infield to Longstaff. Now there's Strauch. Strauch curls out to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson going to get a ball in. Gudmundsson gets the cross in. Cleared away by Chelsea. Now Longstaff flicks behind him to Rodon. Rodon into the centre circle. Here is Ampadu. Ethan Ampadu. Over halfway. Looks to go out towards Gudmundsson. Good sliding clearance there from Palmer. A chance for Chelsea to push up the pitch. So it's a throw for Leeds United just inside their half. Chelsea fans trying to help their team over the line here. And we've got just over 7 minutes of stoppage time left. Strout with a diagonal. Header away from Tosin. Control for Nonto. Ampadu inside to Longstaff. Ampadu again. Ampadu, right-footed, back in the centre circle for Rodon. Rodon, here's Sean Longstaff. Longstaff searching for an option. Longstaff now has one in Bogle. Here in the centre circle for Rodon. Now Leeds here on the ball. Ampadu. Ampadu has to go backwards. Leeds struggling to try and find a way to carve out a chance. Strout to Rodon. Longstaff asking for it. Now Rodon picks up. Nonto picks up in his own half. Square for Longstaff. Longstaff now. He's clipped there midfield from Santos. And it will be a free kick for Leeds. So 2.5 minutes of the 8 played of stoppage time. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. Rodon to Strout. And now Gudmundsson midway in the Chelsea half. Gudmundsson's ball in. Stack on flick on Calvert-Lewin with a heavy touch, headed away for Santos, flicked further on for Fernandez. Neto has it down, Longstaff, touched Ampadu. Ampadu now, ball cleared off Ampadu. Santos gives it away. Stack now, 30 yards and goal. Stroud to Gudmundsson, inside left. Gudmundsson under pressure from Palmer. Gudmundsson trying to turn away. Gudmundsson goes down. Palmer uses strength. Gudmundsson doesn't get the free kick. Now Palmer into the feet of Fernandez. Chelsea on the counter. But that pass of Fernandez wasn't good enough. The Leeds in the centre circle with Stroud. Here's Longstaff. Dinks it forwards. Cucurella heads away. Now Fernandez onto it. Head of Longstaff. Longstaff makes a tackle. But now here's Stack. Heavy touch though from Bogle. Then Ampadu with a challenge. Bogle on his shirt pulled from Neto. Oh no, did Bogle just elbow Pedro Neto there? Well, João Pedro's across and Neto face down on the ground. And a yellow card shown towards Jayden Bogle. Pedro Neto just still holding his face here. But Bogle's having his shirt pulled. He brushed the face of Neto. Neto making a meal out of that, in my opinion. Well, maybe there's a slight more contact than I initially thought. Maybe I have to apologise to Neto there, actually. I think as Neto, again, is a player who sometimes makes a meal out of things, but to be fair, it was a slight elbow, but Neto's now back on his feet. Yeah, maybe enough for a yellow card there for Jayden Bogle. So free kick now for short Longstaff take, because Neto did pull the shirt first. João Pedro heads away. Head away again now for Chelsea through Santos. Nonto onto it. Willie Nonto goes down. It will be a free kick for Leeds. 30 yards and goal inside left. So we're over midway into the 8 minutes of stoppage time. So free kick for Leeds to take. It'll be Sean Longstaff to take it. Think so. Not long to go now for Chelsea to hold out. Actually, Neto received the yellow card as well for pulling Bogle. So free kick for Sean Longstaff to take. 30 yards and goal inside left towards the back post. Calvert-Lewin goes in, couldn't get to it. It was a delivery with the perfect contact for Longstaff for Calvert-Lewin to roll onto. He just wasn't quite alert. Calvert-Lewin couldn't get there on the stretch. They'd just been a little bit quicker. That would have been a huge opportunity for Leeds. Not to be though. And a goal kick for Chelsea. 2.5 minutes of stoppage time to go. Sanchez again will take his time with the goal kick. And Sanchez eventually released it. Looking for João Pedro, just held off though. Ampadu back for Perry. Perry now. Long ball towards the centre circle. Calvert-Lewin wins the flick on. And now Leeds with Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson could barely move it. Gudmundsson thumps it forwards. Head away from Chalobah. Cushion header from Stack. There was a push there from Stack in the referee's eyes. Stack furious in this game is getting away from Leeds now. Only 2 minutes of stoppage time left. Yeah, Gudmundsson could barely move in that long ball. And he's really feeling the pain. Gabby Gudmundsson at the moment. So just a minute and a half now of stoppage time left. And it will be Liam Delat to come on and help see this out for Chelsea. So Liam Delat strolled at Brighton midweek, but it's coming on here in better circumstances. And that Brighton game ended up in. And just what Chelsea need. Chance to win the trophy, just getting something from this season. So João Pedro's had an excellent game. For me, being man of the match, official man of the match has actually gone to Enzo Fernandez. When he, as it stands, he get the winning goal, so no complaints about that. But again, João Pedro's been so good today. He'd be my personal man of the match. And again, Liam Delat, just that good fold to look to from free kicks. And Chelsea have one to take it. So Delat now on. And heavy link with a move away from Chelsea in the summer though. And the Leeds fan dresses Elvis, not looking too happy at the moment. It's a long ball now from Chelsea. The free kick headed away on his fast Palmer. Palmer, he's tackled from Stack. And now here come Leeds with Nonto. Nonto's pass takes deflection. Mecha back for Gudmundsson now, nicked away from from Gudmundsson for Santos. Caicedo forwards. And now Rodon gets onto it. Rodon. Back here for Perry. So the 8 minutes are up, but the referee, I presume, will add on a little bit more. Perry towards the wide left. Flick off from Mecha. Header away from Tosin. And now Palmer just thumps it forwards. It's straight out of play for a goal kick to Leeds. We're over the 8 minutes. But again, interesting to see how much more the referee will add on. So, Leeds to go long for Perry. Perry, right-footed. Can he find Calvert-Lewin? Headed away. Nonto lets it bounce out for a throw. This is really last chance saloon now for Leeds to try and take this to extra time. Otherwise, Chelsea would be into the final. So Lucas Perry's up it. Leeds going all out. The last chance. Ethan Ampadu to hold the throw in. Ampadu puts the throw in. It's Crawford Sanchez. Ampadu edge of the box. Now it's Nonto at it. Nonto cross block from Palmer. Nonto pass to Ampadu. Ampadu looks at cross block from Palmer. And the referee puts the whistle to his mouth. And Chelsea will play Man City in the FA Cup final next month. It was a valiant effort from Leeds, but not to be. Enzo Fernandez, the skipper, stepping up when it matters to send Chelsea through to the final. He met Pedro Neto's cross, headed beyond the reach of Perry. Brendan Aronson had a one-on-one.